Good morning. It is great to see many new faces today. So today we are here to celebrate one of the founding spirits of Won Buddhism. This founding spirit is that we dedicate ourselves fully to awaken to the truth of no self, and we vow to serve all beings. We call this day Self-Transformation Day. During this service, through storytelling, we'll get to learn about the historical background for this celebration of self-transformation in Won Buddhism. And today, Venerable Chuksanim, the head Dharma master of Won Buddhism USA, will give us a Dharma message about the significance of this special day. So our gathering will begin with sitting meditation practice for 20 minutes. Yeongju and Self-Transformation Day prayer will be following afterward. This morning we'll chant Ilwon-sang vow. So for the sitting meditation, you want to sit comfortably on your chair or on your mat. If you need, wiggle your body, just gently side to side, back and forth. Make your body comfortable. Sit up tall and high. Your lower back straighten. You can have your eyes half closed and breathe comfortably and deeply. Breathe in and breathe out. Meditation begins with the gong sound.
chanting Yeongju 7 times. Yeongju.
Page 3, Yeongju.
천지영기야 심정만사
하여이야 심통 천지여와 동일체하여 천지동심정
천지영기야 심정만사여이야 심통
천지여와 동일체하여
천지동심정
천지영기야 심정만사여이야
심통
천지여와 동일체하여 천지동심정 천지영기야 심정만사여이야 심통 천지여와 동일체하여
천지동심정
천지영기야 심정만사여이야 심통
천지여와 동일체하여 천지동심정
천지영기야 심정만사여이야 심통 천지여와 동일체하여 천지동심정
천지영기야 심정만사여이야 심통 천지여와 동일체하여 천지동심정.
Now we are going to offer the Self-Transformation Day prayer. You may join your palms together, your minds and hearts together.
Grace of heaven and earth, grace of parents, fellow beings, and laws. Dharmakaya Buddha fourfold grace. Today, on August 21st, the annual observance of a historical moment in Won Buddhism, we celebrate the anniversary of self-transformation and dedication of Sotaesan's first 9 disciples. We honor the founding spirit of Won Buddhism, a willingness to dedicate ourselves fully, without any hesitation, to the Dharma and to all sentient beings. The world is in great crisis from climate change, a global pandemic, and domestic and international conflict. We human beings hurt each other because of our greed, anger, and delusion. May we deeply look into our attachments to self and habits of unmindful consumption. May we understand that we have the infinite capability to be kind and harmonious, regardless of our differences. May our egoistic selves be transformed with a threefold practice. May our flowers of selfless service blossom. This we pray with one mind and one heart, and dedicate 4 standing bows.
Please stand up and join us in offering 4 standing bows. Please be seated. Now we'll practice Sutra Chanting Meditation, page 4. Page 4, Ilwonsang vow.
일원 성bao. Ilwan is the realm of samadhi, beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings and laws, the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. Ilwan manifests as both permanence and impermanence. Viewed as permanence, Ilwan unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is viewed as impermanence. Ilwan unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing, with grace arising from harm, or harm from grace. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Ilwan Sangha Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Ilwan and become one with the nature of Ilwan.
Now you may clasp your fingers, wiggle your fingers, move around your wrists, push your palms out, stretch your arms, bring your arms up, stretch your upper body, your lower back, upper back, your shoulders. And drop your hands down. Let's do this one more time. Clap your fingers. Palms up. Wiggle your upper body. And bring your arms down. If you need, you're welcome to readjust your sitting posture, your legs. Now we are going to listen to a story. So this is storytelling time. So you may just relax your body, relax your mind.
In the beginning of Won Buddhism in the early 1900s, Korea was a poor country with few resources. The Korean peninsula is fairly small, and most of the land is comprised of mountains. Therefore, any extra piece of land for farming was of great value. In 1918, 2 years after Sotaesan's Great Enlightenment, he directed a levee project to fill in some marshland to make more land for farming. This project modeled his teaching motto:
Body and mind come together. Truth and life work together.
In order to create a fund to carry out this levy project, Sote-san's followers practiced thrift and diligence by setting up a savings association. When enough funds were gathered, he and his followers started to build a dike to protect a stretch of land from the sea. Some people in the village ridiculed the project. In those days, there were no bobcats or bulldozers, and creating such a large dike solely by hand and with wheelbarrows seemed impossible. Nonetheless, Sote-san's followers had faith in their teacher, and they willingly did hard physical labor, shifting mountains of dirt. With great leadership by Sote-san and faith from his followers, the levee project was completed in 1919. These 23 acres of fertile land provided the livelihood and income for the initial stage of Won Buddhism. After finishing this land building project, the master selected the 9 most faithful and guided them to pray for spiritual community building. Every day, these 9 disciples hiked to the top of a designated mountain for prayer. They prayed for human beings to become masters of material things instead of being enslaved by material power.
These days, material civilization grows daily with immense power, while the human spirit that should be making use of the material things has steadily weakened. Due to this, there is no peace of mind in the world. Please pray that all human beings may become free from suffering and not controlled by material power. Your mind is the mind of heaven. If you deeply concentrate and are completely free from selfishness, you will move the heavens, and your prayers will be answered.
Following Sote-san's guidance, the 9 disciples prayed every day with single-mindedness. When the prayers had been said for 100 days, Sote-san said to them,
You have been consistently praying for the past 100 days, but I don't see any signs from the universe that your prayers have been heard. Please check within yourself to see whether your prayers have been completely sincere, without any distraction from your self-attached nature. So let me ask you, are you willing to sacrifice everything, even your lives, for the deliverance of all suffering beings? Or are you willing to manifest your prayer into action, even at the cost of your own life?
Dear teacher, it is a great honor for us to dedicate our lives to save the many people who are suffering. We are overwhelmed that you trust us and that you have chosen us.
Then go ahead, put your thumbprint under your name to show your commitment.
Teacher, there's no ink for us to use.
From your wholehearted concentration and sincerity, just use your bare thumb.
On August 21st, in 1919, the 9 members and their teacher, Sote-san, sat down in a circle. In the center, there was a bowl of water to symbolize pure spirit. To show their resolve, and without using ink, each disciple first dipped his thumb into the water and then pressed it onto a piece of white paper. Then they walked out of the room toward the mountains, where they were to surrender themselves with deepest sincerity in prayer for the good of all.
Come and look, your thumbprints have turned as red as blood. Your minds have moved the divine spirits of heaven and earth. As of this moment, you have fully dedicated yourself to selfless service for the world. Therefore, whenever in the future you are carrying out your work, despite all hardships and mortal dangers, do not allow your conviction of today to change.
The 9 disciples were overjoyed, and their faces shined with the light of liberation and the realization of what had happened. Sotasan then took the paper in hand, evidence of a single heart and mind, and burnt it as an offering of deep gratitude for the seal of approval from heaven and earth. Turning towards the disciples, he then gave each of them their Dharma name and honorary title, as a symbol that their individual selves had died and their greater selves were born.
The end. Story has ended right there. So let us find out more of what this day means to us who live in this modern world. From our head Dharma Master of One Buddhism USA, Venerable Chuksanim. Chuksanim will give us a Dharma message, and today Reverend Grace will translate his talk. Please welcome both of them. Maybe with a big round of applause.
대단히 반갑습니다.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
오늘이 무슨 날이죠?
So, what is today? What day is it today? What's the special event today?
We can keep telling you that day. Self-transformation day.
원불교에서 최대 경축일 두 개가 있다.
So there's auspicious days or special event days in One Buddhism. Two in particular that I'd like to talk about.
첫 번째는 뭐죠?
What's the first one? Great Enlightenment Day.
소타산 대종사께서 대가가신 날.
This is the day that Master Sotasan, the founding Master Sotasan, attained Great Awakening.
소타산 대종사께서 대가가신 날은 원불교의 최고의 경축일이라.
It's one of the auspicious and wonderful celebration days in One Buddhism.
두 번째 경축일은 오늘 법인절이.
And today is another day of celebration. It's the Self-Transformation Day.
첫 번째 경축일은 대종사님 대가가신 그 우주의 진리를 깨닫고 인생의 진리를 깨달은 대가가 큰 의미가 있는 날이에요.
So the significance of the Great Enlightenment Day is that Master Sotasan awakened to the principle and the truth of the universe.
두 번째는 소태산 대종사께서 구인 제자를 구성해 가지고 함께 결속해서 생명을 바치는 기도를 올리셨다고.
And the significance of this self-transformation day is founding Master Sotasan together with his 9 disciples gathered together and offered prayer with utmost sincerity.
그래서 백지혈인의 인증이 나타나서 세상에 원불교를 선포한 날이라고.
So the story that that was just shared about the bare thumbs on the white paper is significant, and it's a symbol of our dedication as One Buddhists.
부처님이 11대 제자와 결속하고
So the Buddha with his 12 disciples,
예수님께서 12사도와 결속하고
so with Jesus with his disciples,
대종사님께는 10인의 제자와 세상을 낙원 세상을 구원하기 위해서 결속을 하셨다.
And so this day is symbolic because it's a promise to deliver our or to surrender our body and mind for the benefit of all sentient beings.
원불교에서는 그래서 오늘은 굉장히 대단히 의미가 깊은 날이에요.
And that's why this day is very special in our One Buddhist tradition.
대한민국 그 시골 조건 마을에서 대종사께서 제자들과 결속한 그것이
So if we look at historically the founding of One Buddhism, it was on the southwestern part, the rural areas of Korea, in a very small town.
수많은 제자들이 그 결속을 이어서 나가고 있다고.
And starting from within that rural area, we are starting to expand as One Buddhist.
미국의 30여 군데 모든 교당에서 오늘 그 결속을 같이 하게 된다.
And on this very special day, there are temples across this U.S. nation that are celebrating this day together.
저 남미의 그 아르헨티나, 칠레, 브라질에서 그 결속을 하게 된다.
Even South America, different continents are celebrating this day together.
캐나다에서 결속을 하게.
Even in Canada, we are celebrating this day.
러시아 모스크바에서도 결속을 하게.
In Moscow and Russia, they're also celebrating this special day.
유럽의 프랑스, 독일에서도 그 결속을 하게.
And also in France and Germany, together we are celebrating the self-transformation
아프리카에서도
day.
그 제자들이 가서 결속을
And
거기서.
also in Africa.
그리고 호주와 일본, 중국에서도 결속을 하게.
And also Australia, Japan, China, the list goes on.
우리가 오늘 이 결속한 이것이 여기서만 이루어지는 세계 곳곳에서 같이 그때 대종사님이 구인 제자와 결속한 그 마음을 다시 우리가 새기고 다시 이 세상에 선포하는 날이라.
So the significance of this day is that we are going back and memorializing that mindset that the 9 disciples and Master Sotasan had, and we're celebrating together worldwide.
그렇기 때문에 오늘은 원불교에 있어서 대단히 중요한 날이라고.
So in that sense, this is a very important
마찬가지로
day in
세상에
One
있어서
Buddhism.
오늘은 대단히 의미가 있는 날이라.
And if we look at it from a world perspective, it's very meaningful.
세상에 앞으로 미국에서도 수없는 사람들이 정신적으로 세상을 위해서 일할 사람들이 나와야 된다.
And it is our promise in here in the United States that many practitioners enlightened to their own self-nature so that they can be of service to the world.
그 마음에 결속을 해야 된다.
And that's the promise that we must make to ourselves.
그래서 오늘은 구인 제자들과 더불어 대종사님께서 기도를 올려서 진리계 인증을 얻어낸 날이라고.
And so this day was the day that the 9 disciples prayed with
오늘이-
utmost sincerity and received the authentication, the trust, the approval from the realm of truth.
그래서 오늘이 대단히 의미가 깊은 날이라.
So again, that is why it has a significant meaning.
오늘을 통해서 우리는 세상을 위해서 무슨 일을 할 것인가 한번 깊이 생각을 해봐요.
So it's a day that we deeply reflect what it is that I'm here to do. What can I do to be of service for all sentient beings?
그리고 오늘이 의미 있는 날에서 저는 대종사님과 구인 제자들이 진리에게부터 인증을 얻어냈듯이
So today I want to reflect on that. What was the approval or the authentication that the 9 disciples received from the realm of truth?
우리들 각자 자신도
And so reflect on ourselves. What is the connection with our lives?
인증받는 사람이 되고
And how is it that we can also receive that authentication from the realm of truth?
다른 사람을 인증해 줄 수 있는 사람이
And
되고
how can we become that practitioner who gives trust to others?
인증받는다는 것은 참으로 삶을 살아가는 데 깊은 일이라고.
And to receive that approval or that trust from the realm of truth is one of the most happiest days in our lives.
만약에 나를 다른 사람이 인증해주고 신뢰해주고 믿을 수 있는 사람으로 있는 친구라든가 동지가 있다면 그것은 굉장히 기쁜 일이라.
So when we think about it, even if we receive the trust and love from our Dharma friends and from those around us, isn't that what brings us happiness?
한 걸음 더 나아가서 진리가 나를 인증해 주는 사람이 된다면 얼마나 기쁘겠니?
So just imagine how happy you would become to go one step further and receive that trust from the realm of truth.
그러기 위해서는 인정받는 사람이 되기 위해서는 네 가지가 필요하다.
So to become that person to receive that trust, there are 4 characteristics that I want to outline
여러 가지가
today.
있지만 오늘은 네 가지.
So there's
간단히.
many actually, but today I just want to touch on 4.
소태산 대종사와 구인 선진들께서는 기도를 통해서 그 인증을 얻어내는.
So in the story that you just heard today, the 9 disciples, they received that authentication through deep, sincere prayer.
대종사님께서 그 기점, 그 표준을 세워주신 거라고.
And that was a standard that Master Suttasan had set for them.
그래서 대종사께서는 하루를 시작할 때 반드시 제일 먼저 기도를 하게 하셨다.
And so that's why, as practitioners of One Buddhism, Master Suttasan said, the moment that you wake up in the morning, we start with silent prayer.
하루를 끝마치면 간다시 잠깐이라도 기도를 하게끔 하셨다.
And when we end the day with prayer.
한 달을 시작할 때는 반드시 월초에 기도를 하게 하셨다.
And at the starting of the month, we start the month in prayer.
한 달이 끝날 때는 반드시 기도를 하게 하셨다.
And when we end the month with a sincere prayer.
1년이 시작할 때는 반드시 1년을 잘 살아가기 위해서 기도를 하게 하셨다.
And at the start of the year, we offer prayer that we live a good life for the rest of the year.
1년이 마무리할 때는 반드시 또 기도를 하게 하셨다.
And at the end of the year, in reflection, we offer another prayer.
어린아이가 세상에 태어나면 반드시 어린아이를 위해서 49일 동안 기도를 하게 해
So
주십니다.
even with the birth of a child, we do in our One Buddhist tradition a 49-day prayer for their well-being.
사람이 열반하게 되면 반드시 49일 동안 열반인을 위한 기도를 하게끔 해 주십니다.
And for someone who's passing away or who has passed away, we offer a 49-day prayer for their safe deliverance.
기도를 이렇게 정성스럽게 올리면 삶을 잘 살아갈 수 있는 원동력이 거기서 나오게 됩니다.
So from a sincere prayer, there is a motive force, there's an energy that comes out of that if we do it with sincerity.
이 허공이라는 것은 텅 비고 무심한 것 같지만
So if you think about empty space, you may think it's empty and has no such consciousness.
우리 각자가 어떤 생각을 하고 어떤 말을 하고 어떤 행동을 하는가 이 천지는 다 알고 있다.
But what's amazing is this empty space, this emptiness knows exactly the thoughts that we have, the actions, and our speech. It's conscious.
그러니 우리는 그러기 때문에 아침에 하루를 살아갈 때 기도로부터 시작해요.
And that's one of the reasons why in One Buddhism in the morning we start off with that prayer.
아침에 기도를 하게 되면 하루 일이 환히 내 앞에 전개되는 것이 보이게 된다.
Because through that prayer we have a clear idea, we picture in our mind the day ahead.
조그만 생각을 하게 되면 하루가 내가 어떻게 살 것이 환히 보인다고. 하루를 어떻게 살아갈 것인가 하는 그 모습이 환히 보인다.
So through that prayer we have an idea of what the day is going to be like ahead.
그렇기 때문에 기도를 하면서 내가 그냥 살아가는 것이 아니라 진리에 맞게 하루를 살아가려고 다짐하고 서원을 해야 된다.
So one of the purposes of this prayer is to set an intention, to connect that to our spiritual vows so the day is done with intention.
그렇게 기도하는 사람은 하루를 잘 살지 않을 수가 없다.
And a person that offers that type of prayer with intention cannot but live a good life.
일주일도 마찬가지고.
And even for a week,
한 달도 마찬가지.
and in terms of 1 month,
1년도 마찬가지.
in terms of 1 year,
일생도 마찬가지.
and 1 life.
그래서 대종사님께서는 기도를 통해서 삶을 살아가는 원동력을 갖게 하셨다.
So this prayer is so important because within that prayer it has that power, it has that motive force for our life.
그것이 첫 번째로.
And so that's the first.
두 번째,
The second,
이 법의 모임을 갖게 하셨다.
so now it's the Dharma, the practice. The space that you're in right now, this Dharma service is part of this.
이 법의 모임을 통해서 마음의 양식을 얻게 해주셨다.
So this practice of coming together as a community is very important in receiving the authentication or
우리는
trust.
육신을 살리기 위해서 아침, 점심, 저녁 늘 음식을 섭취하게 된다.
So when you think about it, for ours to physically sustain ourselves, we have to have our breakfast, we have our lunch, we have our dinner.
하루만 먹지 않아도 눈이 휘둥그레진다.
So did you notice that if you don't eat, you start to get a little bit weak,
몸이 힘이 없어진다.
and then your body loses all energy.
2, 3일 굶으면 머리가 핑 돈다고.
Oh my gosh! And then if you don't eat for 3 days, your head starts spinning.
그래서 이제 먹을 것만 이렇게
And then
눈에
you just
보인다.
start looking, you're like each a morsel of food just comes into your eyes.
근데 정신은
But let's talk about the mind.
하루를 굶기고
What if you
이틀을 굶기고
starve the mind for 1 day, for 2
3일을
days,
굶기고.
for 3 days?
정신의 양식을 이렇게 충족시키지 않는다.
And what happens if you don't feed or give energy to the mind or sustain it?
날마다 정신의 양식을 우리가 섭취를 해야 된다.
We also need to feed and to take care of our mind.
그 가운데 일주일에는 한 번씩 와서 법의 모임을 가지면서 법을 받아야 된다.
And one of the ways that we really sustain and to give energy to our mind is through this gathering together in the community to learn about the Dharma.
이 법회라는 것은 대단히 중요한 거라.
So in that sense, coming here at least once a week is very important.
마음의 양식을 내가 얻는 시간이다.
It's this give us nutrition. It's nutrition for the mind.
마음의 티끌을 씻어내는 시간이라.
It's to clean the mind of any kind of remnants that it might be attached to.
대종사님 말씀을 받드는 것도 받드는 것이지만은
So it is a time for us to receive the guidance and teachings of Founding Master Sotaesan.
명상을 하고
And we also do the practice of meditation
찬팅을 하고
and chanting.
그다음에 설법을
And
듣고
we also listen to the Dharma talk.
그 기도를 하고
And we also offer prayer together.
이 모든 시간이
This whole time that we have together on Sunday,
나를 치유하는 시간이라.
it's time for me to heal.
내 정신을 치유하는 시간.
It's healing my mind and body.
내 정신을 평안하게 하는 시간.
It's to make my mind peaceful.
내 정신이 진리와 합이라는 시간.
It's a moment for me to connect with the truth.
그렇기 때문에 이 자리에 앉아 있는 자체가 굉장히 중요한
So
시간.
you sitting here today in the chair and the cushion is extremely important.
그리고 법회는 은혜와 감사를 충전하는 시간이에요.
And it's to recharge us and to remind us of all the graces seen and unseen that surround us to help us to
내
be
마음에
in this
은혜와
moment.
감사를 충전하고
It's to really be grateful,
삶 속에서 감사하고
to reflect on all the grateful things in my life,
은혜로운 삶을 살아가도록 해야 된다.
and also to remind me of all the beneficence of the fourfold graces in my life.
그렇기 때문에 어떤 일이 있어도 일주일에 한 번은 딱 모여서 법회에 임해야 된다.
So it's important that no matter how busy you are, that coming here and gathering here is important.
법회에 한 번 안 봄으로 인해서
What happens if you don't come to the Dharma service?
정신에 먼지가 끼게 된다.
Then your mind starts getting dusty,
정신가 먼지가 끼게 되면 흐려진다.
and it starts to get blurry a bit,
마음이 좁아진다.
and it can become narrow.
좁아지면 감정 컨트롤이 잘 안 돼.
And then what happens when our mind becomes narrow is we get overwhelmed and controlled by our emotions.
그렇게 되면 사람들과 부딪히게 돼.
And then what happens, we start to get conflict with other people.
일도 잘 안 되어진다.
And everything that we do, for some reason, it doesn't work out as we planned.
그렇기 때문에 일주일간 열심히 살고
So that's why it's like for that 1 week, just live diligently.
일요일 하루만은 내 정신의 양식을 충족시키기 위해서 활애를 해야 된다.
And then put aside this 1 day to truly set everything down and to make it a time to heal my mind,
그렇게
to
되면
clear the mind.
삶을 살아가는데 많은 도움이 될 거라.
And that 1 day, this 1 day of dedicating practice helps us and recharges us for the week ahead.
이 두 가지를 실행해 가는 데 있어서
So to put our faith and our practice into action,
믿음이 바탕이 된다.
we need to have that belief, strong belief as a foundation.
신심이 바탕이 되는 거야.
The faith has to be at the basis of all that we do.
이것은 나를 위해서 활애하는 거라.
Because this is for me, for the betterment of myself and my life.
또 한 가지는
And another,
인연을 맺는 거라고.
so important to develop more affinities, relationships with other people.
부처님께서 욕심이 없으셨다.
So Buddha didn't have any particular greed or desire,
그런데 인연에 대한 욕심을 가지셨다.
but he had that desire of creating and affinities with other people.
인간 삶을 살아가는데 가장 중요한 것이 관계성이라고.
So when you think about it, when we live our life, one of the most important aspects is our relationships with others.
관계성이 좋은 사람이 건강하다.
And we say that those with strong, healthy relationships are healthy themselves.
관계성이 좋은 사람이 장수한다고.
뭐죠, 장수?
장수. 오래 산다고.
Oh, longevity. Yes, 장수, right? Yes. So those with good relationships also experience longevity.
미국의 유명한 교수가
There was like a very
실험,
famous
이
professor who
실험을
did an
통해서 증명한
experiment,
거라고.
and he actually
예.
found this. He scientifically proved this to be the
근데
case.
관계성 중에서 제일 좋은 관계가 뭐예요?
And then what do you think is among all the relationships? What is the best type of relationship? 진실한 관계. 진실한 관계.
진실한 관계.
Yes.
맞습니다.
That's right.
혈연이 좋은 거냐고 물어봐요.
What do you need?
혈연,
Blood.
그 가족 관계.
Oh, so do you,
패밀리.
this is a tough one. Get ready. So, how's your relationship with your blood relatives? Those you're connected through blood.
가족 인연이 좋은 것입니까?
Is it always the case that you get along with all your family members?
정말로 소중한 거죠. 그렇죠?
It's a very special relationship.
세상에 내 옆에 가까이 인연이 됐다는 건 너무나 소중한 거라고.
If you think about it, those who are closest to us, that's a very rare and special relationship that we have.
그렇게 태어나는 것은 가까이 태어나는 것은 진리가 가까이 함께 태어나야 되기 때문에 가까이 태어나는 거라고.
So there's a reason from the realm of truth that you're born to in a certain relationship.
근데 여기서 중요한 것은 좋은 인연도 가까이 태어나고
So, but what's important to distinguish is that there are those that you get along with,
나를 힘들게 하는 인연도
and there are
가까이.
those relationships that sometimes just cause us a lot of stress and anxiety.
근데 이 인연들이 정신적으로 성숙되면 관계가 좋아진다고요.
But for one who's spiritually mature, no matter whether that person is good to us or doesn't treat us well, we can overcome that and build stronger relationships with that person.
정신적으로 관계가 밑으로 타락이 되면은 관계가 안 좋아진다.
And if one who's on the practice and learning, sometimes we can be overcome by difficulties in our relationships.
정신적으로 성숙되려면 공부를 해야 돼.
And that is why we practice, so that we can become more mature, so that we can deal with any type of relationship.
그것을 불교나 원불교에서는 법의 인연이라고.
So in Buddhism and Won Buddhism, we say that's the affinity through the Buddha Dharma.
법의 인연이라는 건 정신적으로 연결되어 있는 거예요.
And so this type of relationship is very special because we're not just connected physically, but spiritually.
같이 공부하는 인연이라고.
It's that relationship where we do practice the Buddha Dharma
같이
together.
세상을 좋게 하기 위해서 노력하는 인연이라고.
And we make the effort to truly make this world a better place to live.
그 인연같이 좋은 것이 없다고.
And that is one of the most precious relationships you can ever have.
그렇기 때문에 자기 주위 사람이 어쨌든지 정신적으로 이렇게 공부할 수 있도록 인도를 해줘야 돼.
And so one of our responsibilities as practitioners is to help those around us to guide them into the path of the Buddha Dharma.
내가 한 사람을 인도를 해가지고
So when I help guide somebody,
그 사람은 공부를 열심히 했어요.
and they train and they practice diligently,
그리고 정신적으로 굉장히 성숙해졌어요.
and let's just say they develop spiritually,
그렇게 되면 나에게 미치는 영향이 엄청나게 커요.
that effect also influences me greatly.
내 주위에 그런 사람을 많이 만들어 놓는 것이 좋다고.
And so for me to be able to do that, for more to help guide people to the Buddha Dharma is a wonderful thing.
한 가족이 쭉 앉아서 같이 명상을 한다.
So let's just picture a family sitting together in meditation.
그러면 그 관계가 얼마나 좋아지겠냐?
How do you think their relationships will improve? It will improve greatly.
가족끼리 서로 부처로 알고 산다고.
They would start seeing each other not just as family members, but as Buddhas.
자녀를 부처로 알고 산다.
They would see their child as a Buddha,
남편을 부처로 알고 산다.
and their partner as a living Buddha,
아내를 부처로 알고 산다.
and their wife and their partner as a living Buddha.
부모님을 부처같이
You start to see your parents as a living Buddha,
이웃을 그렇게 부처같이 받들고
and you
산다.
start to even see your neighbors as living Buddhas.
세상이 얼마나 좋아지겠냐고.
And if one by one, if that increases, can you imagine how great and peaceful the world
나
would
혼자만
become?
공부하지 말고
So don't just practice by yourself.
주위에 있는 사람을 한 사람씩 데려서 같이 공부를 하세요.
Look around you and bring your friends and family together to practice together.
오늘 그 결속을 하는 날이라.
So this is the day that we make that promise.
그렇게 해야 되겠냐?
So do you think you should do that? Will you do that?
나 혼자만 나오지 말고
Don't just come by yourself.
같이 데리고 나와서 같이 하자.
Bring your friends over to the One Dharma Center.
그럼 내 주위가 화평해진다.
Then can you just imagine how that ripple effect that it has
그
outside?
사람도 정신적으로 굉장히 성숙되는 거라고.
Your friend, that person will also advance in their practice, develop spiritually.
그래서 세 번째가 법연 인연의 줄을 이렇게 맺는 거라.
So that's why this third aspect of creating that affinity with the Buddha Dharma is so important.
네 번째는 복록의 줄이라.
And this is also the line of blessings. The final one is blessings.
절대 복이라는 것은 가지 않으면 오지 않는다.
So the absolute blessing is the absolute blessing. Yes, we have to create. What's most important is that we create our blessings.
어떤 이로움이 가지 않으면 오지 않는다.
So there's that thing. Whatever goes has to come back.
이것이 인과의 원리라고.
So this is the principle of cause and effect.
가고 오고
Goes and comes.
주고 받고.
You give and you receive.
그렇기 때문에 내가 먼저 줘야 된다.
So it's important that I first give.
소태산 대종사께서는 그때 정말로 한국 사회가 살기 어려운 때였다.
So during the formative years of One Buddhism, it was a very turbulent, chaotic time in Korea.
그런데 밥을 할 때
But when they were preparing meals,
거기서 스푼 숟가락으로
spoon.
한 스푼을 떠서 이렇게 모았다고.
So what happened was people, because they were so poor, when they were getting the rice, they'd always put one spoon of rice aside.
또 밥을 할 때
And then,
또 한 스푼을 또 모았다고.
and then again, if they prepared another meal, again, it's taking out one spoon and putting aside.
하루에 3번.
So that they did that 3 times.
일주일 동안 모아가지고
So then they would gather that after 1 week.
그것은 공익에 쓸 수 있도록 와서 이렇게 헌공을 했다.
And they would donate that to others who could not feed themselves.
소태산 대종사의 뜻이 거기에 들어.
So that one action encompasses one of the hearts or the spirits of Sotaesan, the founding
내가
master.
아무리 어렵게 살더라도
No matter how difficult of a situation that I may be in,
내가 도와줄 수 있는 일들이 많다고.
I will find a path to help others.
육신적으로도 도와줄 수 있다.
I can help them physically,
말로도 도와줄 수 있다.
or I can do it through speech,
물질로도 도와줄 수 있다.
through materially.
그런데 특히
But what's most important
교육이라든가
is education.
인재 양성,
To really to educate the children of others.
사회 공적인데
Sorry.
공익
Oh, for public service.
특히 세상을 이렇게 좋게 하는 종교가 도덕가
So especially the traditions that teach morality.
이렇게 헌공을 하는 것은 대단히 의미가 크다.
So this idea of donating is a very important part of the One Buddha spirit.
그것을 천고적금이라고 했다가 하늘에 천지에 저축을 해놓는 거라.
So this type of donation is not just a physical; it's planting seeds in the realm of the heaven.
은행에 저축하는 것보다도
So this is more powerful than depositing money in one's bank.
이자가 몇 배가 크게 많다고.
The interest is way higher.
그러니까 그 천지에 저축을 할 수 있는 사람이 돼.
So this is the kind of life we are investing in, that realm that's invisible, the invisible realm, not just in the physical realm.
거기에 공익사회에 헌공하는 거.
And this is that we're investing in that for the public good.
그 헌공금은 세상을 위해서 쓰질 거라.
And we're creating that investment is to really serve the good of all.
내 존재가 별것 아닌 것 같지만
So you might think, oh, my microcosmic, this existence is nothing.
나 하나가 세상을 위해서 일할 수 있는 거라.
But this one body, that one existence can help the whole world.
오늘은 참으로 의미 깊은 날이라.
So that's why I want to express that the importance of this day.
우리 스스로 인증받는 사람들이 되어야 된다.
May we become the person who receives that trust and approval from the Dharma truth.
첫 번째는 신앙의 줄을 잡아야 돼.
So remember that, have that faith.
두 번째는 법회를 통해서 공부의 줄을 잡을 줄
And then
알아.
also have that line of practice, especially by coming together on this Sunday for this Dharma service.
세 번째는 법의 줄, 인연의 줄을 잡을 줄 알아야 돼.
And and then grab that line where you build meaningful affinities with others through the Buddha Dharma.
그때는 복록의 줄을 잡아야 돼.
And also that line of blessings.
인연과
With our affinities with others,
복록은
and also with the line of blessings.
한마디로 표현하면 공심이라고.
To put this together in one word, it's public spirit.
기도와
And then when we talk about prayer
줄과
and with faith,
공부줄은 그 바탕이 믿음이라고.
as a foundation for that, there's that strong belief.
우리가 살아가는 데 믿음과 공심 두 가지가 바탕이 된다.
So in our life, we need that faith, and we also need that.
신앙과 공부줄은
blessing.
지혜를 갖게 만들어준다.
So then, with the faith, that leads to wisdom.
인연과 복록줄은 복을 불러들이게 돼.
So with affinities and blessing, that carries blessing. So we have the wisdoms and the blessings, which is one of the goals of our practice.
이것이 해와 복이 충만하게 사는 길이라고.
So this path that we are paving right now, the spiritual path, is so that we create more wisdom and more blessings.
종교를 믿는 궁극적으로 회복을 구하는 거라고.
And that's what the purpose of most traditions is, to really achieve both of these.
세상 모든 사람도 원하는 것이 회복을 구하는 거라.
And that's from all humanity. The aim is to really increase our wisdoms and our blessings.
오늘 법인절을 맞이해서 우리가 그 부분에 대해서 깊이 한번 생각하고 우리 다 같이 그렇게 결속하자고.
So I hope today that we can truly reflect on the importance of wisdom and blessings and make that strong determination and spiritual vow to achieve both.
결속합시다.
Let us make that promise.
예, 그래. 예, 감사합니다.
I guess this is time for us to do a little more stretching. So move your body. We have just one more program to go, which is exciting one. We're gonna listen to a drum music from Reverend Tabin. Stretch your arms. And arms down. So Reverend Tabin, one of our 교무님, works here, is a great Korean traditional music trainer, musician. So today he's going to present his drum art. So let us welcome Reverend Tabin.
Good morning. My name is Tabin. I am a Won Buddhist 교무님 and was ordained in 2019. The Won Dharma Center is my first workplace. When I came to this center in Christmas of 2020, the COVID pandemic was serious, and we only have online Sunday service, which limited my meeting you. Finally, I am happy to say hello to you in person. As some of you might know, I am a Korean traditional drum trainer and a tea master. As an ordained Won Buddhist minister, my hope is to contribute my special skills to the world and live an altruistic life to help those who are suffering. While I work at the Won Dharma Center, I want to be friends with all of you. This morning, I am going to play 장구, which represent the sound of rain. Please enjoy.
Tabin, thank you so much. So he's quite good, right? He's good. And if you come more often, you have more chance to get to hear him or from somebody else. Because we have 14 교우님s live here, and we all have special something. Yes. So, as Venerable Juksa님 emphasized, come just once a week, Sunday, and let us practice together. One announcement about upcoming retreat over the Labor Day weekend. So thanks to your strong interest, all the insight, the guest house rooms are full, but still commuters and campers can join us. That's the retreat for the over the Labor Day retreat, September 2nd to 5th. And we have another one coming up in October. So you can find more information on our website. But if you think that's too far away, then you can come actually next Sunday, because we're gonna have what is called mini meditation retreat. So our focus will be on practice, sitting, chanting, maybe some yoga stretching as well. So next Sunday at 10 a.m., we're gonna have mini meditation retreat. So, thank you so much coming today and celebrate this special day with us. I see several new faces today. So actually, please raise up your hand if you're first, first visit to our center. So let us go big round. Welcome. Hope to see you again here. So I guess, how to end? Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. This is a beautiful day. Hope to see you again.